Morning, pilgrims. I'm kind of laughing this morning. I just woke up. I haven't even combed my hair yet. My mother watched one of my videos yesterday and she made the comment that I need to put on some makeup. And honestly, I don't care what I look like. I'm more interested in getting the information out to you than I am what I look like. So, sorry if I don't put on makeup and look good. Today I want to continue my Camino Madrid video, and this one is the one we walked. This is May 9th, and we walked in 2014 to Nava de Asuncion. We'd kind of gotten used to being alone on the Camino. It was like the Camino Francis was before it was such a tourist attraction, and we really enjoyed the solitude. So when we ended up sleeping with 3 other pilgrims the night before, we made a decision to slow down and let them go past us. We really just felt like being alone. So this day we only walked 12 kilometers. Leaving town, we followed the flechas to the end of the village, but then you have to really watch carefully because the Camino turns off the dirt track that you're following, and it goes downhill toward the village to your left. You walk alongside the road for a while, and eventually you turn off, and now you're in another pine forest. There was a lot of pine forest walking today. It was flat, easy walking. We passed at least one good fountain in a nice picnic area. We detoured around a gravel pit, and pretty soon we arrived in Nava. So there aren't a lot of photos of the walk because it was pretty much just flat walking through the pine forest. We followed the arrows straight to the door of the panaderia, the Pasteleria Rosana, and there was a lady there then who would give us a stamp in our credential and a map of the town. Her name was Margarita, but I understand she's no longer there, so she would have you sign the pilgrim book and direct you to the ayuntamiento. Maybe check on the forum with Ivor, the Camino Santiago forum run by Ivor, to find out where you check in now to go to the albergue there. Margarita told us to get the keys to the brand new albergue at the ayuntamiento, so maybe that's where you go, the ayuntamiento. But we were told by them at the ayuntamiento to go to the cultural hall at 2:30 p.m. So we met them there. We paid our €7, and we went to a brand new albergue, really, really nice. It used to be in the bull ring, but no longer. Now it's a beautiful new albergue. Had a kitchen, had a dorm with 2, 10, and 12 beds. Had showers, but they were barely lukewarm. I'd call them cold. But it was a pretty place, and so we weren't complaining. Our room only had 2 beds. There's a fridge and a microwave, but no stove. And we were the only 2 pilgrims here, so it was really nice that night. We really, really enjoyed it. We had dinner here at a place called La Cocina de Abuela Saluz. And man, what a great place that was. I'm going to post photos of the food. The decoration was really uplifting, first of all. It was really bright and cheery. There was lots of really good spongy, chewy bread. Joe had a sopa castellano. I started with gazpacho. For our second course, Joe chose a pork cheek cooked in red wine sauce. I chose a beef stew that was really, really good. Dessert came next. I had fruit, which I think was melon, and Joe had ice cream. There's a menu del dia there. It was €10. On the weekend, 13 to 15. It's just a wonderful place to eat, and so if you're in that town, I would say stop there and eat. The next day, we walked to Villaguilla, and I think I'm just going to continue on Villaguilla in this video. So since there wasn't a stove, I had this great idea about how to cook, and so I cut a boiled egg in half, sprinkled on some cheese, and I was going to microwave it until the cheese melted, right? Sounds good? Well, the egg exploded and made a big mess, which was no fun. We cleaned that up, finished what was left of breakfast, and headed out the door onto the Camino. Leaving the town via Main Street, we were walking through wheat fields and toward more pine forest. We saw storks along the way and some beautiful irises growing. The the wheat fields were really beautiful on either side of us. There were poppies occasionally. And then pretty soon we were back in the pine forest again. Sometimes the track was sandy and difficult, but for the most part, we just appreciated when we had shade. We stopped at an abandoned house and had breakfast, and I bundled up because it was kind of chilly. Um, we had tuna with olives, a great sandwich. Um, when you're on the Camino, breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all kind of the same. And pretty soon we arrived in Coca. We took a short detour to see the castle there. It was really beautiful. And then back onto the Camino. There was a steep, sandy walk down to the river and a steeper walk back up to the top. Um, look for Avenida de la Constitucion to get you back onto the Camino. The views from the hill were beautiful. There were so many shades of green, but it was hot and there wasn't a lot of shade. The year had been very hot and dry. Pretty soon we were in Villaguilla, and I went to the town bar. I ate the best hamburguesa I've eaten. I say that all the time because I like hamburgers. I'm like Wimpy, if you're old enough to know who Wimpy is. I love hamburguesas. There were fries. There were 6 different sauces with the fries. I had 2 cervezas con limon, which I love, by the way. It's really refreshing. I don't generally drink beer, but beer with a lemon, or shandy, I guess is what they call it in the UK, it was really good. And so I drink a lot of those along the Camino. It's important to note that in Villaguilla there's no market, no panaderia, no tienda, no food, nada. So if you're hungry, you're going to either eat at the bar or you need to bring food with you on this stretch. There is a stove and a microwave and a fridge. The bartender will make sandwiches to go if he's open, but he may not be open. So you better be prepared. We had some boiled eggs and some salsichon sausage, a can of cod and sauce, and some olives, so we were okay. From the bar, you follow the Fletches into the center of this tiny village, turn right past the Ayuntamiento, and go to number 8, where the mayor, Pedro, will stamp your credential, collect your €5, and give you the keys. Then follow the Fletches 1 more block back to the albergue. It's a little tiny albergue, nice kitchen, 10 beds, and hot water, which was very, very nice. We appreciated that. And we were alone again, so really we had a wonderful night. Tomorrow or the next day, I think we were going to walk 18K. We should be there by noon, so I'll put that in the next video. Buen camino.